Good morning, Muscatine, and happy Wellness Wednesday. My name is Autumn Schultz, and before we get started, I have to say thank you to our sponsors, Hy-Vee, Unity Point Health and Trinity Muscatine, Muscatine Power and Water, Becky Insurance, Toyota of Muscatine, Rival Plumbing and Heating, Impact Fitness and Nutrition, Lutheran Living Senior Campus, Impact Life Blood Center, Harper's Cycling and Fitness, Muscatine County Fair, Bayer of Muscatine, and Muscatine Walk to End Alzheimer's. Just a reminder that tomorrow on October 20th from 8 to 10 will be the Pet Food Pantry. This is going to be on the corner of 4th and Sycamore Street in Muscatine. This is going to allow residents plenty of time to go to the Pet Food Pantry first and then head over to the food pantry at MCSA. Yesterday we had the Pilot Club of Muscatine come on and talk about their donation towards Writing for Success. And speaking of Writing for Success, they are doing their fall festival and their open house this weekend from 1 to 3 at the Muscatine Ag Center. So there's going to be games for kids, face painting. They're even going to actually dress up their horses in costumes, so you can go and check that out. And of course there will be a silent auction and a petting farm, so please go out there and check out those horses and the Writing for Success program. And also, if you don't remember this, last week we had the Muscatine Y come on for their Roaring 20s raffle, and you still have time to purchase your tickets. They are $20 per ticket. You can buy up to however many you want. It is unlimited amount. I believe the last time we talked to them there was a 730. So if you want to get a whole group together and buy all 730, by all means, you know the Muscatine Y would love that. These can be purchased online or in person at their front desk. And all of the proceeds are going to the Muscatine Y, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and Special Olympics of Muscatine. So a couple little events there, and we'll always keep you updated, especially with Halloween events coming all around these next 2 weeks as well. My guest today is running for Board of Supervisors in the District 1 area. It is Diana Broderson. Good morning.
Good morning.
So in case maybe people who have maybe just recently moved to Muscatine or don't really know a lot about you, can you just kind of tell us about your background?
Sure. I was born and raised here in Muscatine, lived here all my life, and so did my parents and my grandparents. So we have a long legacy here in Muscatine. I was the Director of Family Programs for the Y, which you just talked about. I love their event that they do every year, and that supports a lot of great programs. I just retired from there after 25 years, in March.
Oh, wow.
And let's see, before that I was mayor for 6 years in Muscatine. I did 3 terms there, and now I'm running for county supervisor. I have my husband and I have 6 children and 10 grandchildren, so we keep pretty busy even though we're retired now.
Well, yeah, the grandkids, that's your new job.
That's it.
It's full time.
That's right. My husband retired before me, and the kids, the grown kids, all decided, ooh, Dad's home. So he can pick up this grandkid and take him to the dentist, and this one can go to soccer. So we keep busy that way, but we love it.
You can now split up the roles a little bit.
That's right. That's right.
Give the husband a little bit of a break, but
Yes.
not too much of a break.
That's true. That's true.
So even education background, so I know you went to Muscatine High School and Wilton, correct?
Yes.
And then college, what did you study?
I studied philosophy in college and literature, so I have a degree in philosophy and a minor in literature. I graduated from Wilton for high school, and MCC, I did my associates there, and then I went on to the University of Iowa.
I am not an English person whatsoever. You put a book in front of me and it's just not going to work out as well.
Okay, I read a lot of books to get that minor, I'll tell you, but I still do.
Perfect. And so even for, now that you're doing the district run for the board, why did you decide to run for this election?
Well, as I said, I retired in March from the Y, and before that I was mayor and working for the Y at the same time. So I was working about 80 hours a week between the two, and then I went to 0, and it was like, oh my goodness, I have time that I can still do things. And volunteering and giving back is something that's really important to my family. It's been instilled in all of us, and we do it together as a group, my brothers and sisters and their kids. And so really being a public servant when I was mayor, that was the part that I enjoyed the most. Working beside families, advocating for them, and just being a voice for working families. And so after I retired and then the election was coming up, a lot of people started calling me and saying, oh, well, you should do this. It'd be a perfect fit for you. You know, you could really be that voice for us. And so my family, we decided as a group, we prayed about it, we talked about it, all of us, my parents and siblings and kids and grandkids, and we all talked about it and decided, yeah, we're going to do this. We can still give back to the community, and this is a way that we can still be involved and work for the people. So we jumped in.
And I love the fact that you said it's not just you, but it's your whole family in this.
It really is. It really is. You know, we do everything together pretty much in our family, and I always feel like it's really important, the youth in our community, to be a model for them. And so our grandkids, our nieces and nephews, you know, when they see us volunteering and doing things in the community, that teaches them too, that you can tell everybody what they should be doing, but when you model that behavior, I think it makes a big difference. So we've always rang the bells for Salvation Army as a family and done all of these things, but you're right, you know, elected office, that really is a family, because we have to all be involved and we have to all be supportive.
You're talking about community events. What are some of your favorite community events that you like to get involved in, especially with your family?
Well, we just did last Saturday night, so just a few days ago, we did the Halloween drive-through event for Muscatine County Conservation. Mm-hmm. Our daughter is the naturalist there, Michelle Burns, okay. Her and Dave Bakke. And so we always try to help with all of their different events. They do a ton of different things. So we have a campsite out there that we got set up, and we decorated it all. And my brother did all kinds of displays, and our kids and grandkids all dressed up in costumes. And there was like 300 cars come through.
Wow.
And so it was a ton of fun. So we love that every year. We love doing stuff for the Salvation Army, mm-hmm. And mm-hmm. making sure that we can, you know, help with food pantry things, help with families that are in need, mm-hmm. you know, making sure that we're steering them to the right place. And so making sure that there's Christmas baskets mm-hmm. and toys for the kids. So we get involved in that. We all go to First Baptist Church, and so we're all very involved in our church. My brother's an elder there, and so we do all kinds of things with them mm-hmm. and try to give back in that way. And then there's a lot of things through the Y over the mm-hmm. years. So we've done Halloween at the Y, Breakfast with Santa. We've done the walk downtown, the Christmas mm-hmm. walk, I've lost the holiday stroll. We used to call it the holiday stroll, but I think they've changed the name over the years a little bit. But that's a ton of fun too. Our granddaughter dances for Miss Louise.
Jingle and Mingle?
Yes.
Okay.
They changed the name on me. It's been the holiday stroll my whole life, and then it kind of gradually got to that, Jingle and Mingle.
Yeah.
There were a couple changes in between, but our granddaughter dances for Miss Louise.
Oh, very nice.
And so she does. She's in the window of Sherman Williams, mm-hmm. dancing there. So we get involved in that, and they always have the big kettle down there too. I've been fortunate to be involved in the holiday train coming through and raising money for the mm-hmm. food pantry. So my family's all involved in that with us too. So there's on and on.
And that's
lots
coming
of things.
Up too.
It is. It is December 3rd.
Perfect. And so when we go into kind of the next term within the office, what are some of the issues that you want to kind of make sure are forward and direct within coming into the next areas?
Sure. Well, I've been fortunate to work on a lot of the projects that are currently underway when I was mayor. So I've been able to be involved in them, and I think it would be really exciting to be able to continue that work. And one of them is the housing work that's mm-hmm. being done. We know that there's a lot of folks who live other places but work in Muscatine, mm-hmm. and so them commuting in, that really is a detriment to the community, because then they're taking their wages to another community, paying taxes there, mm-hmm. when we would rather have them here supporting, you know, our businesses, our local restaurants, and helping, you know, with the tax burden as well. But the problem is we have never had, or for many, many years, we have had a problem with not having adequate housing, and really on all levels of working families. And so, you know, working families need to have access to affordable housing, and not just for low income, but middle and, you know, all the way up and down the spectrum. We need to make sure that we have adequate housing. And you shouldn't have just one choice. You know, if you need somewhere to live, you should be able to have a variety and be able to choose. And we all know that incomes change, you know, throughout the years, you know, or your needs change. So we're an empty nest now. We don't need a 5-bedroom house. You know, we can downsize and leave ours for someone else, and then we would need something. So housing is something that's really important. The other thing that I was able to work on, and I would love to be able to do again, is the mental health accessibility issues. We all know that unfortunately Muscatine has been a community that for some time has not had good access to mental health. And we are part of a mental health region. I worked on that project when they were merging, and it was a big change for our community. There's been goods and bads come out of that, and there's continual work, and it's on a good positive stretch. We have good prospects coming down the pike, as we do with the housing. You know, work is being done, and the other big exciting thing is the new clinic that's being built. Oh my goodness, it's going to be amazing. And if we ever have hopes of getting a OBGYN back in the community so that our babies can be born right here in Muscatine County, that might be a ticket to move us closer to that. So that's very exciting.
You mentioned that, and during the pandemic I was pregnant, and so I had to go up to Iowa City during that time. Now thankfully mine was a scheduled, not a shocker of 45 minutes, but yeah, it was when that happened during that time, it was very like, oh, that's, you know, kind of a kicker, but you know, things happen, you know, but at least we're building it and getting into that right direction. And you were talking about even like the mental health services, and I know probably did that kind of help kind of kickstart when COVID happened, and just saying, hey, this is something we need to push forward?
Yes, but we were already working on it before, you know, making sure that there are adequate beds. Sometimes when people need a mental health bed, they have to travel, you know, clear across the state of Iowa to be able to get access, and it can take days, and they're laying in an emergency room somewhere waiting for, you know, for a bed. It really shouldn't be that way. So we are really working on a lot of different things that will help with that. You know, the suicide, you know, there's a lot of work being done in that area, you know, just amazing goals that are being reached there. We have the mental health hotline that's now available, you know, 24/7. That's something new in the last several years that's important for the people of Muscatine County. Mental health crisis is not anything that any of us are immune to. And so we never know when it's going to be us or one of our friends or neighbors or loved ones that need assistance. And to be able to have that access when you need it is critical.
Michaela Hope.
Yes.
Alma gave me the keychain that has the information on it, and it's, you know, it has the phone number and even the texting of, you know, whenever you need someone to talk to.
Exactly.
So I hold on to this, so if I even have any friends or family, I have this as a great resource.
Yes. Alma's amazing. I've known her for years, and, you know, such a tragedy for our community, but it's just amazing and awesome how their family is turning that into hope and help for others. You know, that's what we do in Muscatine County, is try to make things better for one another. You know, staying on that positive note and growth, you know, positive growth where we work together in partnership. It's amazing.
I do appreciate, I love the mental health portion of it. I think people don't realize it until it's almost too late. It becomes the foundation of our health, and so making sure that there's resources available for Muscatine County is very important.
It is.
And going into kind of more details, when it comes to Muscatine County itself, what are some of the 3 areas that you really want to make sure, on top of the issues, but most importantly adding into Muscatine County?
Well, I think we need to definitely continue to work on economic development. You know, bringing in those jobs in our community. Besides having housing available for working families, we need to have those jobs available. And there's a lot of great things being done. The Chamber, we have Mayor Bark there now as the CEO, and he's really, him and his whole team are really thinking outside of the box and trying to come up with new and innovative ways that they can not only help support the businesses that are here, but look at bringing in new ones. We Lead in West Liberty, Ken Brooks is doing an amazing job there, really trying to develop, you know, the economic opportunities there. Those are some great things. The Wilton I was so happy to be able to work with Ted Maroff, who's on the city council there. When I was mayor, they have to start working on the Freedom Rock, the Muscatine County Freedom Rock, and I just love that it's in Wilton. You know, I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's amazing.
I have driven through it a few times. I still haven't gotten through everywhere, but I've gotten to where I needed to go.
Okay, that's
without
a good
any
start.
problems.
Yes, but it, you know, having that Muscatine County Freedom Rock, you know, to support the veterans is so nice, and I love that it's going out into the county too. That we don't need to have everything in Muscatine City. Because we're a whole county, you know, and bringing that partnership together, and that's one of the other things that I really think that Muscatine needs to work on, is continuing to develop those partnerships. One of the biggest things that I'm most proud of when I was mayor was getting the joint meetings established between the school board, the Muscatine City Council, and the County Board of Supervisors. It took me years to get that through, but in my last 6 months I was able to get that arranged, and now they're doing them periodically, you know, like quarterly, and I just think that really demonstrates the partnerships that can continue to be built on. You know, we don't all have to do the same thing. Let's see what each other's doing, and let's highlight, you know, support what they're doing. They can support ours, and we can work together on making things better. And I would like to even see them grow to bringing in Wilton, West Liberty, Conesville, you know, some of the other smaller towns in Muscatine County, and making them feel like they're a part of the county as well.
Well, that's the big thing, even with the Muscatine County Fair. It's not in Muscatine.
Exactly.
And so that's always a nice thing, that, you know, we're all in the same area, same community, that we can work together and have different events or occasions and fundraisers.
And support each other and be there for each other. You know, I really enjoyed going to the parades and all of the different places this summer, and it was so fun to see everybody, you know, and I have that tie to Wilton from graduating from high school there, and I have a great deal of family there, so that's always important to me, and we go back and forth there. And West Liberty, I've really enjoyed spending a lot of time in West Liberty. They have it's a great community, you know, and it's part of the county, and let's all work together.
And they're not far drives either.
No.
Maybe, you know, 61 in the winter, maybe a different story.
Yes.
But it's not a terrible drive.
Right. We always try to support local, you know, our local restaurants and businesses, and during the pandemic, we always tried to make a point of eating at two local restaurants every week. And it was fun to be able to even drive for like curbside pickup, you know, in some of the smaller communities or even in Muscatine. So we were able to do those long drives and get out into the county and see how amazing Muscatine County really is.
I think Burrito Factory during the pandemic, I think I was their #1 customer because it was one, I was in my 3rd trimester, and 2, it was a very convenient walk.
Yes, there you go.
It was very convenient. And so when it comes to just overall, even for people that have known you since maybe even high school and growing up, to people who just recently moved here, what is kind of that most important thing that you want voters to know about you and what you're going to bring into Muscatine, if you had to do like a paragraph kind of tie-in?
Well, I think that I would want people to just know that my focus really is on partnerships, working together, and staying positive. You know, we're all so excited coming out of the pandemic. I'm so excited for Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. You know, everything has had to be a little bit modified over the last few years for safety reasons. But I feel like now, you know, we're on the cusp of just wonderful things to come. You know, not just, you know, with the built part of our city, but just with the partnerships and the relationships. And I think that that's something that I can really bring to the supervisors. I want to be that voice for working families. My family has always been, you know, just hard workers. We've never been wealthy. We've never been anybody that could just sit on their laurels. We've always had to work hard for what we have, and that is something that's, you know, we're proud of. And yet I want to make sure that everybody has a voice and that everybody has the attention and that they should be able to get, and has an advocate for them. And so I feel like I can bring to the board, you know, definitely support for the projects that are going on, since I've already been involved in them, as well as that positive partnership. I don't really think that big time politics has a place in local government. We're not going to make any decisions like abortion or gun rights or anything like that sitting at the county supervisors. We're focused on, you know, roads and schools and partnerships and supporting our nonprofit organizations that are doing so much for the people in Muscatine County. That's the stuff we're doing. So I really don't have a big part of that stuff. So I wouldn't worry about any of that from me. I would just worry about making sure that I can be there as an advocate for families and work hard for the people. I just really believe that being an elected official, everybody needs to always remember that you're a public servant. So you work for the people. It's not about, you know, prestige or power, anything like that. It's just about being there as a service to the people in Muscatine. And I think the County Board of Supervisors' job is, you know, to make sure that our quality of life continues to improve, you know, through housing, through recreational amenities, that they do a good job, you know, with our finances and making sure that we're all safe and happy and can go about our everyday lives. And isn't that what we all want?
Yes, yes, completely.
Yep.
And I mean, even in the sense of before we were on the air, you even remember you're like, you're the fitness gym in Washington Elementary, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was 4 years ago. And I mean, I remember just joking about how I used to not want to be in front of it, and you and I think it was Shelly said, no, you need to be in this, come here. So we have that still displayed in our gym with the red ribbon. So thank you for pushing me into being in a picture.
Absolutely. You know, that inclusion that's just important to me. You know, we're all a team. You know, even doing a ribbon cutting, no matter what it is, you know, let's include everybody.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for pushing me, or else I probably wouldn't be here. Or I don't know, maybe I would be, but yeah, thank you for pushing me to just be in a photo.
Absolutely.
One person who never wanted to be in front of a camera. Well, I love everything that you're talking about, demonstrating between housing, mental health, and just making sure that this is a community, not just within the city, but an entire county. I do appreciate you coming on today and just talking and telling us your story and what you want to bring to Muscatine.
Thank you so much. I'm eager to be able to serve the people again, and it's so rewarding to me to be able to be that advocate for working families. I really enjoy it, and I'd be happy to serve again.
And by the way, also congratulations on your official retirement as well.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been wonderful. Everybody should try it.
Eventually, I will get there, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
There you go.
Perfect. Before we wrap up the show, I do want to do a quick shout out to Wyatt Anderson from the Discover Muscatine family. We just want to hope you have a smooth and easy recovery. So Chris Anderson, we are thinking about you and your family. And be sure to tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. We're going to have United Way of Muscatine on, and they are always full of events and updates. So tune in tomorrow. Until then, stay happy and stay healthy. I will see you later, Muscatine.
Here at Toyota Muscatine, we're here to serve.
When you buy a vehicle at a multi-brand dealership and it isn't locally owned, it can be difficult to get information that you need.
That's why all of our trained salespeople are focused on one thing, getting you the best deal possible on a new or used Toyota.
And when you pick your favorite, we will help you with financing and maintenance.
We love helping our neighbors.
Come to Toyota Muscatine today.